Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the Global Racing Network. We are back once again for the Global Racing League round number 4, and we're here in a very bright and sunny Hungaroring this evening, here in Budapest in Hungary, as we wait for the first set of cars to emerge out onto track. And it should be a good race, this one. We've got Tier 1 and Tier 2 tonight. 16 cars in Tier 1 this evening. Not the most dreadful turnout ever, but not the best at the same time. As we look at Waffler making his way around in the AlphaTauri to begin proceedings. Like I say, it's a tough little track this. You've got to be absolutely on it for most of the lap. People underestimate a bit how hard the Hungaroring actually is to get round, so it'll be interesting to see if we see anybody make any mistakes tonight. As Waffler, interestingly, has gone onto the medium tyres for his first run. There's a few of them out there on the mediums. Dale Branco, RBR Grobs making his return. Deadly Mosquito and Nice Job all on the mediums, so that is going to get very interesting indeed. Waffler has a bit of a tail happy moment coming out of turn 1 there. Just about gathered it up. So right on board of him coming through the first sector. And again, look like he's just struggling to get the car to the apexes at the minute, suffering quite a bit of understeer by the looks of things as he makes his way through the middle sector. See what the split time is in the middle sector. Didn't really use all the track there, to be honest, at 55.2. I think we'll probably see a little bit quicker than that. As he rounds the final few hairpins and makes his run for the line. Waffler opens us up with a 1:17.4 in the AlphaTauri. That is on the medium tyres, so it will be interesting to see what happens there. Nice Jobs on an out lap. RBR Grobs is just about to come across the line. He's on the mediums as well. 1:18.0 for RBR Grobs. Dylan Ark is just starting a lap on the softs. Dale Branco is just completing one, and he goes to the top of the board. We're 1:17.2, but just behind him in his tow, Robin in the Williams goes fastest. We're 1:16.1. Mandro just slotting in behind there. We're 1:16.3, and Maestro's up there as well. We're 1:16.6. All them three drivers on the medium tyres. As we head back to Galcro, who's making his debut this evening in GRL, and his debut to the Global Racing Network. Has got his lap invalidated at the minute. We'll skip back to Rhett Diver, who's just starting a lap. He's right on board with him through the infamous turn 7. That's May in the Mercedes off the road there, getting out of the way of him nicely. Dylan Ark in the Haas goes top of the timing sheet, so 1:15.6. That is pretty good so far. May in the Mercedes that we just saw is reserving for Tom tonight, who couldn't make it, and same with Deadly Mosquito. He is also reserving due to NZ Pro not being able to race. It's Wreck Diver, who is our host this evening, rounds the final corner, crosses the line, 1:17.2 for Wreck Diver. On the mediums, puts him 7th at the minute. His teammate Vitrocity is in 5th, 1:16.8 on the softs. And like I say, Dylan Hart gone top of the timing sheets, gets that lap invalidated. He wasn't improving anyway, so it's not the end of the world. May is beginning a lap in the Mercedes. You'd like to think you'd have a bit of a pace advantage, as Nice Job has just jumped up the timing sheets. I've just noticed to a 1:16.7 in the Alfa Romeo, so he jumps up to P5. Galgro starts a lap in the Alpine. On board of him as he makes his way down to turn 3. Not got a lap in yet, so he needs this to be his banker really, as he makes his way back up the hill. Slight lift there through the left-hander, but nothing drastic. It's a bit hard to commit round there if you're not quite familiar with your car. Galgro nice and smooth. Looking a tidy lap for him, and it's actually a purple middle sector for him, 54.9. So this is looking quite good for Galgro at the minute. Is this going to get him anywhere near the front runners and put the cat amongst the pigeons? We'll have to wait and see. He makes his run for the line. It's a 1:16.3 for Galgro on his debut, and he sticks it on the second row of the grid for the time being. P4 just behind Robin, Mandro and Dylan. So that's looking very positive for the Alpine driver. May's on a lap. Waffler is also on one. I don't know if May's improving or not. We'll find out in a second. When he gets to the split, he's actually pulled off the track, so he's backed out of that one. Waffler, according to my sheet, was a second down in the second sector there, so this isn't looking very promising for him at all, and unexpectedly dives for the pit lane. It's Robin through the middle sector in the Williams, currently P3. Again, he is another debutant, along with Dylan and Galgro. The only main man who's normally up there is Mandro and Maestro are the only two guys. Nice Job isn't far off them on the mediums. There's actually a 1:16.7 on the mediums around here. He's not a bad lap time at all, so if Nice Job can find a little bit more pace in that Alpha, he could be in a very good position for this race. We know how dangerous the one stop is round here, as Robin in the Williams improves and does a 1:15.8, only slightly behind Dylan, and gets himself up into second place and onto the front row of the grid. Meanwhile, Dylan is just starting a lap behind him, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on there. As he makes his way through turn 3. Nice and smooth through there. Dio Branco is to the top of the timing sheets with a 1:15.3. So Dylan, Robin, Mandro and Galgro have got it all to do now. Dio Branco has stuck a lap time in. That is what they've got to chase. I didn't see Dylan's split time in the first sector, so I'm not sure if he's improving or not. He's definitely still going at full pace. Oh my goodness me, almost had a bit of a wobble coming out there. He's 2/10 down on his best time. So this isn't looking good for him unless he can pull a miracle in the final sector, which is very much easier said than done round here. As he makes a run for the line, he's actually backed out of it in the end. So Dylan doesn't improve, stays P2 for the time being. Robin is just behind him, just starting his next run. It's just under 7 minutes to go in the session. We've got a yellow where we are now. That is May going very slowly. He is on an outlap, so did the right thing and get out the way there. As like I say, Robin trying to improve on his time. So far, it's been a good one. Maestro's just nicked ahead of him, actually. I've just noticed, or 1:15.7, so he needs to find a bit of pace. And it's looking fairly tidy. Oh my goodness me, has a very big kick of oversteer and it ruins his lap. And he enters the pit lane to get a fresh set on and go for one more run. Galgro's just started his run. He's a 10th up in the first sector. Goes very wide coming out of the infamous turn 6 there. Oh, and spins it into the wall at the chicane. I just caught the tail end of that. I think he went over the curb there and just lost the back end. He's knocked his front wing in the process and he's dropped down the order. Mandro and Waffler have both got ahead of him. It's Mandro just starting a lap in the Aston Martin. See what he can do. If he can improve on his 1:15.8 that he's done so far. Noise Job has just stuck it up there, or 1:15.4. They're coming thick and fast are the lap times now. Honesy's just improved. We're 1:16.3 on the mediums, inside the top 10 on the medium tyre is not bad at all. As we wait for Mandro to come round, he's just purpled the middle sector. 2/10 of a second up, nearly 3/10 actually. Let's see where this puts Mandro then. It should bring him up to at least P3, I would think, if he's kept it nice and tidy. And it's even higher than that in the end. Big improvement in the last sector. Improves by half a second, and gets himself up into second place on the front row of the grid once again. Nice Job is heading for the pit lane. Honesy was on a lap, but is now also heading for the pit lane. Dale Branco's just coming round to start a lap. And the only man we've got on a lap at the minute is Deadly Mosquito, and he's not improving in the first sector. Slightly down on his best time. His best time's a 1:17.1, which he shouldn't get any worse than that, because RBR Grubbs and Colin have both retired from this qualifying session, so he won't drop any further than that. He just needs to find a bit of pace and nick it ahead of his teammate, you would like to think. He is improving in the middle sector. 2 tenths up on his best time, so this should get him into the 116s if he can keep it nice and neat and not have any mistakes. As he rounds the final corner, goes very wide and makes his run for the line. 117.0 for Deadly Mosquito. Lost a lot of time in that last sector there. As Del Branco is coming round and only ever so slightly not improving. He might find a bit of pace in this final sector. So he keeps it nice and neat to the inside. Out of the final corner, 115.3, but it's not better than his best 115.3 so far. So he will have to live to fight another day. Maestro is not improving. Galgro's just started his lap and he's slightly up on his best time in the first sector. As he makes his way around the top section of the track through the chicane. Nice and simple through there. And has got his lap invalidated, unfortunately, so he is also out of the equation. He'll get round quick enough to get another lap in. So the only real man who can challenge at the minute is Maestro. Who's that across the track? That is May in the wall at turn 5. It's actually before you get to the corner there. I don't know what is happened to him there. It looks like he may have lost the car at some point. Del Branco's retired in the pit lane, so he can't do any more. Maestro's gone out of bounds on the racetrack, so he can't improve. Dylan is a second down on his best time, so it's looking very unlikely for him. Waffler's invalidated and he's making his run for the line. He didn't improve anyway. Honesy's got out on a set of softs just to try and get ahead of this pack. Nice job just starting a lap. Mandro also just starting a lap in Nice Job's tow. As the checker flag is out, Vitrosity improves. 116.1 for Vitrosity, jumps him up the leaderboard. Dylan isn't improving either, so he's out the equation. Galgro improves to 9th, pushes Holmesy on to the edge of the top 10. So good lap from Galgo. Wreck Diver is improving. Where's it going to put him? It puts him P9, pushes Holmesy outside the top 10 on the mediums. So Wreck Diver qualifies 9th. Holmesy isn't going to come across the line next as he's improving by a landslide, but has entered the pit lane, interestingly. Not sure why that was. Waffler's in. Robin's making his way around the final corner and slightly improving. This might give him a few positions. It puts him on provisional pole more than anything else. 115.2 for Robin on his debut. Puts the Williams on provisional pole. Can Mandro do anything about it behind him? We're going to have to wait and see as Mandro runs to the line. 115.2. 9-1 for Mandro, second place for him unfortunately. Nice job is improving, so Robin in the Williams on his debut puts it on pole position then. Mandro second, ever so slightly second in the Aston Martin behind. Del Branco is third, Nice Job is fourth, Dylan's fifth, Maestro sixth, Vitrosity seventh, Waffler's in P8, Wreck Diver's P9, Galgro's 10, Honesy's P11 on the mediums, Ivy Whiffle's P12, May's P13, Deadly Mosquito's P14, RBR Grobs, who crashed out, is P15, and Colin, who also crashed out, is at the back in P16. So guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly for the race. Welcome back guys to the Global Racing Network. The formation lap for GRL Season 3 Tier 1 round number 4 here at the Hungaroring is underway. And just to remind you, we have a debutant on pole position. Robin J 97 in the Williams is on pole position, then Mandro is alongside him in P2 with no Tom here today. And Donkey Max, this could be interesting for them two's race. They've got Del Branco to worry about behind. No, we not know what pace Del Branco is capable of. He starts P3. Noise Job is alongside him in P4. Dylan Arkin, another debutant, is P5. Maestro's P6. Vitrocity's P7. Waffler's down in P8. Wreck Divers P9. Galgro on his debut is P10. Honesy's P11. Ivy Wiffle's P12. May's P13. Deli Mosquito is down in P14. RBR Grubbs, who crashed out in qualifying, is P15. And Colin Soul, who also crashed out in qualifying, is at the back in P16. As they get the tyres nice and toasty and warmed up, and we'll be ready to go. 35 laps of the Hungaroring that we are doing this evening. Pirelli saying it's going to be a 2-stop race. 1 stop if you are starting on the medium tyres, which everybody outside the top 10 is. So that could get interesting as they make their way round to the grid. And we're about to go racing here for round number 4 of GRL here on the Global Racing Network. It's Tier 1, we've got Tier 2 to bring you later on as well at 8 o'clock UK time. That'll be good to watch as well as the final few cars slot into position at the back. And we are about to go racing as we go to 5 red lights here at the Hungaroring. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a good getaway from Robin alongside Mandro. I think got a pretty good start, but that's RBR Grubbs in the wall of the background on the start line, so he's lost it. Del Branco has got round the outside of Mandro. He might split the two. Robin's on the outside, Mandro on the inside. Del Branco through the middle. Del Branco to the track and a long way round on Robin. They make contact between the two of them. Del Branco, I think, has just about pulled it off, and he has. Great move move from Del Branco. Robin down to second, and a few other places fluctuating as well. Maestro's got himself up to P4. Nice job, has fallen down the order a bit at the start. He's down to P5 as they made their way into the chicane for the first time. Del Branco still leads the way. There's contact at the back, and that is Galgro, who started on his debut. Is round at turn 6. There he is off the road. No safety car to come of it. I don't think there was any debris of any sorts, but Del Branco leads the way still from Robin, from Mandro, from Maestro. Nice jobs just behind them as well, and so is Waffler. Waffler's had a really good start to this race, up to P6 in the very early stages. He's got past Dylan Ark, and that's Petrosity going a bit wide there. Or was it Petrosity? Sorry, Wreck Diver going a bit wide. He's got Honesty to worry about behind him, as the bump draft each other down the main straight. Skip back to the front. Del Branco still going well. Robin in second, Mandro third. It's very much looking like Robin really needs to stay with Del Branco here. If he lets Del Branco get away, it could be costly for his race. On board with him as he makes his way through the chicane. That is the gap to the cars behind, so Mandro is not far behind them either. Maestro, nice job. Waffler, all there. So this could get very interesting in the later stages of this race. And we're only on lap 2. It's been a very weird race. RBR Grobs has boxed in the early stages. He's actually gone on to the hard tyre after picking up wing damage at the start of the race. So I'm wondering if he's going to try and tyre save and go to the end on them hards. He needs to try something different. There's no denial about that. As meanwhile, Honesy's scrapping away with Wreck Diver. He's got past Wreck Diver actually. I just missed that battle. So Honesty up to 9th. A few bit. That's for Trosty going very wide there. Maybe had a bit of an oversteer moment. And I think RBR Grubbs has crashed again. He has indeed. Has he knocked his front wing again? The answer to that is yes. No safety car to come. Del Branco starting to pull away from Robin a little bit. Getting the opportunity to stretch his legs. There's the gap now. And look how close it is behind Robin. It's not going to be nice this, as Maestro is... Sorry, Maestro trying to get past Mandro. Mandro's trying to have a look at Robin at the same time. As DRS is now enabled, Robin's going to be a bit of a sitting duck here. Mandro's thrown him. Maestro will try and get through as well, and does so successfully. So Mandro and Maestro gain a position. Robin loses 2. Looks like he may be struggling on them tyres at the minute, and it's Nice Job's turn next to try and get past Robin. I don't think Robin's that much slower than these guys. I think he's just having to defend quite a lot, as we've got 2 retirements, and that brings out a safety car in the very early stages of this race. We have lost May down at turn 4. And we've also lost Galgro as well, who's retired in the pit lane. That is why the safety car has been deployed. So everyone's going to slow up. Everyone's going to bunch their way back up again. And the grid resets. Now, are we going to see the soft tyre runners enter the pit lane on this lap? If they're going to do the 2-stop strategy, it might not be a bad shout to box this time round. Well, RBR Grubbs is in, who's a lap down. DL Branco is staying out. That's a very big call. Maestro's in, Robin's in, Vitrosity's in, Honesy stays out expectedly. He's on the mediums. Wreck Diver is in. Honesy gains a load of positions. Either Whiffle will. Dylan Mosquito and Colin will. I think this may be the wrong call here for DL Branco to stay out. It is a two-stop race if you start on the softs. I think that could be a very bad call, to say the least. Vitrosity's interestingly gone onto the hard tyre. I'm wondering if he's going to try and do a one-stop, which isn't a bad thing. If you can try and get to the end of the race round here, you've done well. So that is how the order stacks. Guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly for the restart. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap as we wait to see if DL Branco has made the right call or not. I don't want to be the commentator's curse, but I don't think he's made the right call here. I think he should have boxed along with everybody else. But it's each to their own. We're going to see when he is going to go. And he's leaving it very late indeed. He's gone now just out of the last corner, and we're green once again here at the Hungary ring. DL Branco pulls away. Honesy's behind him, who hasn't boxed, and Deadly Mosquito's gone straight on at the first corner. He's lost the position to Ivy Whiffle because of that. He locked up and went straight on their medium tyres, which he will be trying to do a one-stop on. He started on the mediums, so he'll be trying to recover his way through the field as they made their way through the next few corners. RBR Grobs is getting blue flags. He was in the mid-pack, but he is a lap down to the leader, so he'll have to give way and let most people past, if not all of them. to make the way. We've got yellow in sector 2, and that's Maestro off the road at the hairpin. Sorry, not the hairpin, the chicane, sorry. He's lost it. And that could be a nightmare for his race as Mandro senses his opportunity on Deadly Mosquito, and Noise Job follows him through. Deadly Mosquito's really struggling, and he's forced Rob off the road. Robin is off the road because of it. There's contact as he rejoins with Red Diver. Oh, that's a huge accident between Robin and Red Diver. As Robin was rejoining after getting forced off the track. That was instigated in the early stages by Deadly Mosquito being almost a bit of a sitting duck there and forcing Robin off the road. Robin rejoined and didn't see Wreck Diver there, I don't think. There was contact between the two of them, and that has ruined both their race. The pole sitter Robin is out of the points as it stands. So Dial Branco still leaves the way. If everyone keeps crashing behind him, this might not be a bad idea to try and push them softs as long as he can. He's doing pretty well here. Him and Honesy are pulling away. Honesy, you'd like to think, has the tyre advantage as we ride on board with a Ferrari coming through into the final sector. And Dial Branco is holding his cool at the minute, but from what I've seen in other leagues such as the Pro Am Formula Racing League, which we do cover here on the Global Racing Network, I know what pace Honesy is capable of. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. DRS enabled this lap. Look at that gap behind to Honesy to third place. It's a very big gap indeed. I mean, they're out of sight, to be honest, is the clear, 4.3 seconds is the gap between Honesy and Mandro. Mandro, Noise Job and Ivy Whiffle are scrapping away a little bit, so not really an opportunity for any of them to break. Meanwhile, Ivy Whiffle comes under attack from Dylan here. Dylan looking for his chance in the Haas, and that's Dylan rounded into the wall on the exit of turn 6. He just let the back end go round on him. He's damaged his front wing in the process. So we have another casualty at turn... sorry, that was turn 5, sorry, not turn 6. So Dylan is rounding the Haas. Only just clinging on to 10th now, but by the time he's boxed, he'll be probably outside of the points. Like I say, this is playing into Dial Branco's hands quite well here at the minute, with everyone making mistakes behind him. But Honesy is going to try and sense his opportunity here. He's got DRS down the front straight. That'll bring him that much closer. And then he'll get DRS for the short DRS zone down into the hairpin. Will he make a lunge? The answer is no on this occasion. Dial Branco still holding his cool as we're right on board with him. There is Honesy behind. And will Honesy make a move at some point during this race? That is going to be the crucial thing. You'd like to think he will, but you just don't quite know yet. As now these two are scrapping at the front. Mandro has closed the gap a little bit. 2.7 seconds is the gap between Honesy and Mandro, so Mandro is not far off these boys either, and is closing in. There is Mandro in the background. You can just see the green dot, so he is not far away at all and will hunt them down, you would like to think, in the last stages of the race. Now will Honesy... Oh, we got another safety car. Where's that come from? That's only just come out, and it's because Dylan is out of the race. I don't know where he's crashed, to be honest, is a simple answer. But Dylan is out. I'm just trying to think, did he retire in the pit lane? I'm going to have to skip back on the stream and have a look at that, because I'm not sure where that's come from. I do apologise, everybody, but we do have another safety car in this race. Now Dylan was running in 10th, so trying to see, he was in the pit lane on lap 10. Did he crash at turn 4 is what I'm just looking at here. Because this is when the safety car comes out. Oh, did Dylan retire on track there? I'm just looking at the track map. He retired after turn 4, but his dot was still moving when he retired on screen. So that might be one for the stewards room later on, because if he's retired on track and caused a safety car, that could be a very, very hefty offence, as Dale Branco does come in this time round. He's made the sensible call, as Honesy stays out. Mandra also stays out. It's only Dale Branco in, so he's going to drop down the field quite quickly onto the mediums, interestingly. So it looks like, I don't know if he'll get to the end on them. I think it would be a push. He's going to come out in 11th, just behind Wreck Diver. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but guys, once again, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back shortly for the restart. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap and will be good to go to restart the race for the second time. Honesy is leading the way in the Ferrari and has gone very early indeed and has got the jump. More crucially, who just pitted, Del Branco has got a 5-second penalty for a safety car infringement. So Del Branco has got a 5-second penalty over his head. That could be crucial in the end of the race as Honesy leads the way on them medium tyres that are very old now. 13 laps old are them tyres. So he's done very well to get them to this point. Will he try and push them even further and try and do a one-stop strategy? We'll have to wait and see. But he's got the jump on Mandro so far. Petrosity's going to try and get past Ivy Whiffle, which he can't get the move done at the minute. So it's going to be touch and go whether he will make a move or not. Ivy Whiffle just dropped a little bit back there and lost a bit of time, to say the least. As Mandro is closing the gap to Honesy at the front. Under half a second is the gap now, and the gap is decreasing all the time. As is Mandro on the fresher tyres, well, 5 laps fresher should I say, gonna make the move. Meanwhile, Deadly Mosquito is in the wall at turn 6. At turn 5, sorry. The infamous turn 5. We've seen a lot of people get it wrong there today already. Most of the retirements from qualifying and the race have come from that corner. Just if you go ever so slightly wide on that curb, you just lose the back end of the car, and it really does affect your race. DRS enabled. That is music to the ears of Mandro, who will try and make a move on Honesy now with a bit of help and assistance. That's the gap behind to Noise Job. Noise Job not really doing a great deal to keep up at the minute. But Mandro looks like he's going to make a move at some point. And Honesy doing a very good job to keep that Ferrari under control at the minute as we're on board with Honesy. Looking back at Mandro. And doing a really good job on them very old tyres to keep them up to temperature and keeping them in a right operating state. But Mandro will get DRS here on a Honesy just to close down the front straight. Onto lap 17 out of 35 we go. And Mandro does close up very early into the corner. Has a bit of an oversteer moment on exit though, and loses a little bit of ground. This is the closest battle on track at the minute, apart from Ivy Whiffle trying to get past his teammate Waffler. And he's also coming under attack from Wreck Diver behind. Right on board a wreck diver who has dispatched of Ivy Whiffle, coming up the hill. So wreck diver is up to 7th, back to the front, and Mandro just losing a little bit of ground on Honesy right now. However, he's gained a lot of time in the middle sector and closed it back up once again. Mandro looking very steady. You'd like to think it's only going to be a matter of time before he makes the move, and he does have DRS this time down the front straight, makes the move to the inside and gets it done on Honesy very effectively. I will get DRS once again to pull away for good measure down the second straight, and that is Mandro up into the race lead. How long is Honesy going to be able to stay with him? The answer by the looks of things is not very long. The gap has already extended by quite some margin. Mandro still doing well to stay out in front. Honesy on the older tyres is just using DRS just to try and stay with him if he can. Del Branco sets the fastest lap of the race on the mediums, 1:18.4, as we head on to lap 19 out of 35. And Mandro just keeping where he needs to be at the minute, as that is wreck diver and Waffler going side by side through turn 3 and 4. Waffler has to go off the road. This is bringing Del Branco into play. Right on board with Branco behind, who's going to look to a Waffler. You might try and get the move done. ERS assistance going side by side between the two of them. Waffler forces Branco over the curb. Still side by side between the two of them. Waffler still sticks it up the inside. Contact between the two of them. And Waffler is off the road in the process because of it. And lost a ton of time as well. Just a slight bit of contact around this Ungaro ring and you can really find yourself in an awkward position. That's exactly what Waffler found himself in right there. As we head on to lap 20 out of 35, and Maestro's trying to get past Vitrosity. Vitrosity's going very defensive. Right on board with Vitrosity. There's Maestro round the outside. Is he going to keep it within bounds? Maestro will get DRS again to try and make his move. He's still on the inside there. Just still trying to make his move. Can't quite get it done. Will Maestro have a run up the hill on the McLaren? The answer is no. Not quite enough grip. Will he make a lunge upside into the hairpin? Has a think about it and decides better of it. But will make a lunge up the inside this time. Gets forced over the curb. Maestro, this is bringing Del Branco and Wreck Diver into play pretty quickly. This is great racing. Really, really going for it, are these lot. Del Branco might try and make his move. Del Branco's going to try and follow through. Maestro to the inside and gets the move done. But Vitrosity comes back at him. Branco to the outside of Maestro. There's contact between the two of them. Maestro gets squared up and Wreck Diver's off the road in the process. You could kind of see something like that was going to happen. This has all brought Waffler into play. And Del Branco's going to try and make his move on Vitrosity to the outside. into turn 1, wheel banging between the two of them. Branko will get DRS again to try and assist in getting past. Vetrosty will use all his overtakes, stay with him, but Dale Branko has dispatched of Vetrosty, Maestro and Wreck Diver in the space of a few laps, and Vetrosty goes wide and allows Maestro to go through. What a great little battle that was, developing at the front. Now it's Vetrosty's Wreck Diver's turn to try and get past his teammate, which is again easier said than done round here. On board with Waffler, who's following these two, and again he'll look to try and make a move at some point. And Wreck Diver's actually been let through by his teammate Vetrosty, so that was pretty self-explanatory. Back at the front, Mandro have lost a position to Honesy. Honesy going very long on their medium tyres. Their medium tyres are 21 laps old now on Honesy's car. He's done very well to take them that long into this race, and in theory if he goes even longer, this should mean he can go onto the softs tyres to get to the end of the race, which will be a very good turnaround from him. Obviously everyone around him apart from Ivy Whiffle is going to have to pit to even have any chance of going to the end of the race, all on tyres that are 9 laps plus older, so plenty of pit stops still to have in this race, as Mandro still looks to try and make a move. Has a bit of a wobble there on the exit of the second to last corner, but he's still with Honesy at the front, and will look to try and make his move on Honesy now. Dives up the inside. Will Honesy try a switch back? The answer is no, and Mandro gets DRS to pull away for good measure. So Mandro back up into the race lead. Meanwhile Maestro has got DRS on Dio Branco down the second straight to try and have a lunge, and again thinks better of it on that occasion. As on board with Honesy, he's going to need to try and do it all again on Mandro on them older tyres. Seen him do it once already. Can he do it again? Honesy will try and follow as much as he can. Honesy's tyres must still be good, because I thought he would have come in by now, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he's done 23 laps on them mediums. That is just absolutely brilliant. I don't know how he's got them to that race, and still to stay in second place as well is an achievement in its right, because if you're normally on an older set of tyres, it can normally play to a bit of a disadvantage, really. And I've got a yellow in sector 3, that is dead the Mosquito around at some point. So Honesy's still having his own out there. And again, still doing very well on them tyres. At the minute, he's done very well to get them that long into the race. And he's still doing very well to keep up with Mandro as well. It won't be far away. The stops and go to the end. That is for certain. Well, we're kind of in his pit stop window now, really, if he is going to do that. Which I think Honesy would like to do sooner rather than later. And he goes in this time. I did say it was his pit stop window. And he is in this lap, his own Z, as he heads into the pit lane then for his pit stop. A Nice Job will get ahead of him, but Nice Job and Mandro are both going to have to stop again, you would like to think, as Honesy into the pits. Soft tyres on, as expected. Maestro will get ahead of him. His teammate Wreck Diver will also get ahead of him, and so will Atrocity. It's going to be between him and Robin, I'd like to say. Oh, meanwhile, Honesy might actually get out ahead of Atrocity here. And he does indeed. Honesy comes out in 6th. That's a very quick pit stop from the Ferrari crew. I thought it would be a lot lower down than that, but he's done. It's a cracking stop. And has kept him well within touching distance of winning this thing. As Mandro still leads the way, obviously he's going to have to pit again, so is Nice Job. Branco, I don't think will. He should be able to go to the end on them. Maestro I don't think I have to. It'll be touch and go on Wreck Diver. But Mandro and Nice Job are definitely going to have to stop again. There's no doubt about that. There's a few of them starting to catch traffic now as Honesy is chasing after Wreck Diver here. And Honesy's just on a purple final sector, which is good news for him. There's a yellow, and that is Robin round at turn 6. Again, we've had a few people go off there today, as Honesy has dispatched of Wreck Diver. So Wreck Diver looking pretty good at the minute. Wreck Diver just using a little bit of pace. Meanwhile, Honesy on them soft tyres is cutting his way through the field. He's right on the tail of his teammate Maestro right now. Will his teammate Maestro let him go through? The answer is not there. Lap car of Deadly Mosquito to worry about. And Maestro does let Honesy go through. I don't know why Deadly Mosquito's trying to race these lot, to be honest. He's not really in the race. But Honesy up to 4th and can go hunting after the old Branco, which is his main target next, really, because they're on board with Dale Branco. He's just catching up to Nice Job. Nice Job. Again, struggling for a little bit of pace on them older tyres. Dale Branco will sense his opportunity at some point. It's just a case of where and when, really. Nice Job goes a little bit defensive. Once again, Nice Job. Just parking his car in the right places, not allowing Dale Branco to go through. This is bringing Honesy pretty quickly into play with a few laps to go. Dale Branco needs to get past her. Nice Job before he is it. There's contact between the two of them. Branco gets forced over the curve. Nice Job almost spins into him. And this is getting really sketchy at the front now. This is bringing Honesy very much into play on them soft compounder tyres. Dale Branco needs to make the move sooner rather than later. As Nice Job just parking his car in the right places. And Dale Branco now breezes past pretty easily with DRS. Will Nice Job have any bit of a fight back? It doesn't look like it, to be honest, as Dale Branco pulls away. But this has very much brought Honesy back into play. And again, this could get quite sketchy, could this? Dale Branco, 8.4 seconds to Mandro. Mandro, I'd like to think he's not going to go to the end of the race here. I think he's too far back. Honesy has got a very good chance here. He just needs to keep his cool. Mandro, I'd like to think he's going to pit. Or is he just going to try and hang it out and maybe risk getting a puncture? He's done 25 laps on them tyres. It looks like he's going to risk it and try and go to the end of this race, which is a very big call. Honesy closing up very quickly to Nice Job, who I think Honesy should catch up within the next few laps. And that'll be a battle for the final podium place. Mandro still leads the way on board with Honesy. There is Nice Job ahead of him. And I was saying it was going to be close between them. Looks like it's going to be a bit more than a bit close. It's going to be pretty close, to be honest. Like I say, on board of home seats, closing slowly but surely on So nice job. Nice job, just doing well to keep his cool at the minute under some very severe pressure of Honesy. Honesy will make his move at some point. That's a nice job. Might have had his final say. Honesy goes to the inside and gets the move done into the final podium place. It looks like Mandro's going to stick this out, and so is nice job in the final stages. Will Del Branco catch up to Mandro? Will Mandro get a puncture in the final stages of this race? Them tyres must be absolutely knackered by now. It's a very long way to go on a medium set of tyres on board with Mandro through the final few corners of the penultimate lap. And will Mandro just about stick it out, or will he get a puncture on the last lap? We'll have to wait and see. I think this will be very interesting to watch if he does get a puncture. As he rounds the final corner onto the front straight and begins the final lap. And he's going to have done 30 laps on their medium tyres if he does get to the end. Del Branco is closing with pace though, so it's going to be very interesting indeed. As he makes his way through the chicane for the last time. He's done very well, to be fair, to do 50 laps on them tyres. It's no mean feat, is that? It's a very long way to go from lap 5 in a race to lap 35 on a set of mediums round the Hungary ring, but it looks like it's going to pay off for Mandro. He took a gamble, which personally, doing a one-stop gamble was going to be difficult, but it looks like he has eventually pulled it off. Mandro wins the Hungarian Grand Prix here in GRL. Del Branco comes home for second place. Honesy, after doing a number of laps on his mediums, comes home for third. Del Branco, Nice Job comes home for second because Del Branco had the penalty, so Nice Job is second, Honesy's third, Del Branco's fourth, Maestro's fifth, Wreck Diver comes home for sixth, Vitrocity will come home for seventh in the McLaren. But he might jump down because he has a 5-second penalty that's unserved. It depends how quickly Waffler gets to the line. He doesn't get there in time. Waffler 8th, Ivy Whiffle's 9th, Collins 10th, Deadly Mosquito's 11th. and unfortunately the other 5 cars we had were retired. So Mandro has managed to pull it off then in that Aston Martin. 30 laps him and Nice Job have done on their medium tyres since the first safety car came out. That's no mean feat, is that, and well and truly deserved. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.